Tony Winston here, Jazz Piano College. Greetings from Portugal. I came over here. I've had a pretty tough year last year. Got a lot of grief in my heart. I thought, well, maybe if I spent 6 weeks in Portugal, I'd feel better. You can't run away from stuff like that. So I've had some good days and, some shitty days. So anyway, but I didn't think I was going to be able to do videos over here, but I went out and bought a keyboard. And it's a little Roland FP10, which I kind of like. And I paid 375 euros for it. And I'm going to give it away here in about a month. So if you know anybody in Portugal who needs a keyboard, preferably a young person, let me know. I'll try to get it to them. Otherwise, I don't know what I'll do. Take it down to the park and set it up and walk away, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do. Somebody left a comment a little while ago about a song for my father. Probably too late to really help them with it because I think they had to do something with it fairly immediately. But I've covered it before, but I've got Cordy working, so let's take a look at it. All right. So it says to play that bass line down, an octave lower than written, so we're doing that. And then the hard part here. So let's take a look at that melody. Right there, use your birdie finger, all right? The middle finger, all right? This one right here. Sorry, folks. Don't take it personally. So I got the third finger here, and then I can go 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so I got 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hit your third finger there, and then go 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, hit your third finger there. This is kind of the tricky one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit your third finger again. And then those two. You hit those with anything. So let's go over that again. 3. Just however you get there, it's all right, Just make sure you get 3 there. And then, like that. Hit that with 3. That with 3, and that with 3, and then those two. Now, the way it fits with the left hand. All right, so let's go over that. Okay, and there's great piano players on YouTube telling you don't go like this when you're doing bossa nova. All right, but the thing is, when you're playing solo piano, you should do it at least some of the time because in a combo situation, the drummer's going boom 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 with the foot pedal, so you kind of have to have that if you're not playing with the drummer. If you are playing with the drummer, then you can stick to just half notes. If you're playing with the bass player, don't play any of that stuff. Go. Just play the chords like that. Okay, because the bass and the drums will be doing this stuff down here. Okay, but here's how it fits together now. Okay, so you can end there, and then is that right? Yeah, all right. All right, so when you come back to your third finger on that B flat, play the left hand. Like that, but play an extra one with your left hand. So, see, I played the C twice. I played first with the B flat, and then one more time. Then I'll do the same thing down there on F. When I get to my third finger up here, I hit this one twice. Same there. All right, I'm gonna do it super slow. Now, you don't need to do this, but it's an E flat dominant 7th chord, so I like putting in the 3rd and the 7th here. By the way, I apologize about the sound. It's mono. I'm just using the mic on the little Mac Air computer here. If I stumble into an electronics store over here, I'll try to buy something that gives me a better sound. All right, so that's just a parallel thing. Okay, and watch this in the sheet music. You got D flat and C flat. See, Cordy's where is that? It's over there. It says B, but it's written as C flat. All right, because it's a dominant 7th chord. You got D, right? You got D, F, A, and C. D, F, A, and C. All right, C flat. All right, there it says B flat over C, but there's nothing written there until you get to here. And the music says that, but I'm putting both of those in there, or the B flat in there, so it really is a B flat chord over a C. And then for the F minor, we kind of need that 3rd down there, right? And I like to stick my thumb across the B flat as well to get the 11th, a nice thick chord. All right, then it repeats all that, and then okay. Then, what do they have for the chords there? Oh, they didn't write any chords in there. So it looks like that, but it would sound a lot better if we put the 7th in there like that and made it like a C altered 7th. Right? The alteration being this note, the flat 13. And you could even do it like that if you want. And then we've got, I guess there's a chord there, but it's down in the middle. Anyway, then we've got F minor 9th. All right. We really need to fill in some of those other notes. So let's put the 3rd in, and let's put the 7th in. All right. If you can't reach that, you can let your thumb come across it like this, or you could do something like this. Right. And we're still missing the 3rd. You can stick it there, but it's too much, I think. You could maybe just go like that, if you can reach it. And like I say, if you can't, maybe it helps to put your thumb across those 2 keys. Or, you could play it with your left hand, but if you can't reach it with your right, you probably can't reach it with your left either. Now, what are you going to do to improv over this song? Let's just play some chords. All right, so just using the F minor scale. Say it's the E flat major scale. That's the Dorian mode in F, right? Because we're using the notes of E flat, but we're using it over an F minor chord. And we want to know the scale really well. We want to know it well enough that we can bounce around on it. We want to know it well enough we can play 3-note bounces. We might want to know it well enough to play 4-note arpeggios. Or D flat maybe. Then we get to E flat. All right, just taking the most common scale there I can think of, the Mixolydian mode. It's the notes of the A flat scale, but you don't want to think about A flat scale while you're playing E flat 7th. You want to think about an E flat scale. So there it is, just flat the 7th. That gives you Mixolydian mode, pretty simple. And know it well enough that you can go. Now another note sometimes you can put into that scale would be the A. So kind of doing swing rhythm here. I don't know why. Let me get more in a Latin mode here. I am in Portugal after all. lots of offbeats. Ba da ba ba beep bop ba doo ba doo ba. You know, another thing, just stay on the same scale, but kind of avoid the notes that aren't working, which would be the D. D flat. All right. The flat 5 will sound better. I guess that's the sharp 4 because I got the 5 already, but we need the 7th in there. So that's probably the trickier of the scales. The one's going to be the hardest to get. But look, got a little bit of F blues in that scale too. So, hey, why not just use that? Take the easy way out. All right. Well, you know, the production standards on these videos that I'm doing from Portugal are not quite up to my usual high quality audio, so I'm not going to go too much farther into this song. Just leave it there for you. Got the sheet music down in the description, and I'll put a link to my older video about this song that might be helpful to you as well. Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite. Eu sou americano. Eu não falo de português. I don't speak Portuguese. I was trying to learn, but you know, I guess if I was going to be here for a year, I might get somewhere with it. You know, I can say a few things. I can talk to the cab drivers and stuff, but you know, it's pretty bad. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Hit the like button. Bye.